Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to you. Perhaps, I would be the first one in this session or during this day going to make a speech without a presentation. And I also know that, among the audience, there are a lot of scholars, marketing experts, academicians, and from my background as a journalist, very rarely I do get a chance to address people. We are behind the scene, we are writers. Always, as I am working in College Times as the associate business editor. And I've been here in the UAE for 36 years. I have worked with all the English newspapers here. My beginning was with the Gulf News, then Emirate News, and now College Times, 36 years of journalistic experience. That is just all I would like to offer, that experience, my perceptions and about marketing and branding, what I have seen, experienced over the years, how lot of homegrown brands like Lulu, Astor, City Center, MR, they all have evolved over the years. I have seen lot of brands rising, and I have seen them falling also during my lifetime. And from those experiences, I would like to share with you some of my thoughts, my impressions, and my perception from the perspective of a layman, not an expert. As a layman, how a layman, because branding or speaking about branding and marketing, you need not to be an expert because every day you are encountering the magic of branding, the push of marketing. While I was saying that, marketing and branding, before I go further, I would like I know that, most of you know what is it. When marketing is a push tactics, where you go and say that, my product or my service, my company is the best, come and buy me or use me. On the other hand, brand is a pull tactics. It's a strategy to attract customers towards it by creating an emotional bonding. That is the strategy of a brand expert or branding expert. I have been fortunate enough to speak to a lot of great experts in branding or marketing during my journalistic career. I met Richard Branson, the creator of Virgin Atlantic, that brands. I have been fortunate enough to speak to Steve Jobs before he passed away. And recently, I also met John Scully, the former Pepsi CEO and former Apple CEO, who fired Steve Jobs in 1985. I have been fortunate. And just recently, 2 months ago, I could also meet another genius in marketing, Michael Dell, the founder of Dell Computers. So this is all what I have, my contact or my expertise with marketing and branding. And as I said, at the core of branding, what is most clearly evident is trust. Just as in a relationship, it is the trust that matters. Once you lost that trust, just Dr. Muhammad Tariq was saying, if you lose that trust, that is the end of it. It is very difficult. The path down would be faster than the brand's path up, the way up, because it takes a lot of time to regain that lost glory or lost image, just as it happened with that famous Indian IT company Satyam, or that auditing firm Enron. They are all hit by scandals and it was very difficult. And recently, Volkswagen, you may remember the scandal attached to it, and its sales dropped, plummeted. Now, last quarter, it is edging up because people, there are some, that is where the fierce, die-hard brand loyalty is in force. Because Volkswagen users, they became emotionally bonded to that product, and even if for a small mistake, they are ready to forgive it. That is how it is coming up again. But again, as Dr. Muhammad Tariq was saying, that a wrong message, like what happened to KFC and other brands, it could send a very wrong message, and it can damage your brand image and identity.